Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. In this session we will be discussing from 3 verses 51, 52 and 53 verses of the 13th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The 51st verse, Dhritarashtraha saha bhratra gandharya cha swabharyaya dakshinena himavata rishinam ashramam gataha. So Narada is now disclosing where is Dhritarashtra gone. So he is telling the translation of this 51st verse. O king, your uncle Dhritarashtra, his brother Vidura and his wife Gandhari have gone to the southern side of the Himalayan mountains where there are shelters of the great sages. So Prabhupada briefly mentions in the purport, to pacify the mourning Maharaj Yudhishthira, Narada first of all spoke from the philosophical point of view, and then he began to describe the future movements of his uncle, which he could see by his foreseeing powers, and thus began to describe as follows. Narada can see the past, present and future. Such saintly persons are called Trikalagya. By the mercy of the Lord, they are able to see specific events either of the past or of the future, apart from seeing the present events, being aware of the present events. So the 52nd verse, Srotobhi saptabhir yavai swardhuni saptadha vyadhat saptanam pritaye nana saptasrota prachakshate. So Narad Muni is describing to Yudhishthira, where have they gone? The translation of the 52nd verse, the place is called Saptasrota, divided by 7, because there the waters of the sacred Ganges were divided into 7 branches. This was done for the satisfaction of the 7 great rishis, Saptarishi. 53rd verse, Snatva anusavanam tasmin hutva chagnin yatha vidhi abhaksha upashantatma sa aste vigatayishanaha. The meaning of this 53rd verse is, on the banks at Saptasrota, Dhritarashtra is now engaged in beginning Ashtanga Yoga by bathing 3 times daily in the morning, noon and evening, by performing the Agnihotra sacrifice with fire, and by drinking only water. This helps one control the mind and the senses and frees one completely from thoughts of familial affection. So specifically, Dhritarashtra is engaged in Ashtanga Yoga practice. And that is basically, any yoga practice is to control the mind and senses, yoga indriya samyama, and also become free from all thoughts of family affection. So Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, the yoga system is a mechanical way to control the senses and the mind and divert them from matter to spirit. This yoga system, Ashtanga yoga system, is a mechanical method. And the purpose is very clearly described by Prabhupada, which is missed out by many people who may be following some practice of Ashtanga Yoga. Especially nowadays, they think Ashtanga Yoga is meant for maintaining good health or for increasing some mental power, like that. So many other purposes they use this practice of Ashtanga Yoga. But real purpose of Ashtanga Yoga is to control the senses and mind and divert them from matter to spirit. We are completely spiritual beings, but due to our desire for lording over material nature, we have been given this material body and we have a materialistic conception of life itself. So to correct that is to divert the mind and senses from matter to spirit. In Ashtanga Yoga there are different steps, Anga, Ashta Anga, 8 steps actually. So Srila Prabhupada says, the preliminary processes are the sitting posture, meditation, spiritual thoughts, manipulation of air passing within the body, and gradual situation in trance, facing the absolute person, Paramatma. Very nicely Prabhupada is summarizing the 8 steps. Sitting posture, asana. Then meditation, fixing the mind on the form of the Lord in the heart. Spiritual thoughts, completely spiritualizing the thinking. Because the Lord is completely spiritual. We are spiritual beings. There is no possibility of getting out of this material existence as long as we have got material thoughts, material conceptions, material ideas, material identification. We cannot get out. So these spiritual thoughts are very, very important. Manipulation of air passing within the body. Inside this body there is something called prana vayu, and that prana vayu circulation or flow has to be manipulated. That's called pranayama. Pranayama, exercises which will help manipulate the flow in such a way that we will gradually become detached from all material sense objects, material pleasures, material thoughts. That's also called vairagya. But it is a mechanical process, therefore they work with the pranavayu circulation, manipulating that by exercises. Just like this inhalation and exhalation, that itself actually can regulate the flow of this pranavayu. So specifically exercising that inhalation and exhalation, the breathing exercises. So that's called manipulation of air passing within the body. And gradual situation in trance. Trance is the final stage actually, samadhi, where one is completely, mind is in equilibrium, not disturbed by any external distractions, nor the mind is absorbed in some internal thinking process or feeling or willing, no internal activity either, but is absorbed in facing the absolute person, Paramatma, fixed completely on the form of Paramatma within the heart. Such mechanical ways of rising to the spiritual platform prescribe some regulative principles. Some strict rules have to be followed if at all one wants success in this Ashtanga Yoga. So what are the rules? Taking bath daily 3 times. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita also it is said, and in all the yoga literature, Ashtanga yoga literature, it is said, go to a secluded place which is suitable for practicing Ashtanga yoga without any distraction, and where there is facility for taking bath 3 times. So the Himalayan region is ideal because many rivers are flowing there. All of them are actually branches of the Ganga only, but that river flows in so many places. Anybody can actually take bath very easily 3 times. Fasting as far as possible. So gradually, it is described in the episode on Dhruva Maharaj performing meditation on the Supreme Lord, how he progressively gave up solid food, then liquid, then even he gave up breathing. So this is the strict rules that are prescribed in the Ashtanga yoga system. Fasting as far as possible, and sitting and concentrating the mind on spiritual matters. The mind is always absorbed in material things. That's our present condition. So if you want to change this subject matter of thinking for the mind, then one has to fix the mind on spiritual matters and freed from material thoughts, and thus gradually becoming free from Vishaya or material objectives. This material world is Vishaya Sagara. It's an ocean of material objects. Every material object has got some form, some taste, some smell, some sense of touch, some sound. So these material sense objects, we have to become free from them, because we have nothing to do with matter or material objects or material things. We have no connection with that. We are spiritual beings, and trying to squeeze out some happiness out of matter is frustrating, will never give us the desired happiness or the desired satisfaction, because we are spiritual beings. Material existence means to be absorbed in the material objective, which is simply illusory. This material objective, trying to enjoy materially, is an illusory objective. House, country, family, society, children, property, and business are some of the material coverings of the spirit, Atma. These are all called coverings. We have nothing to do with a house, a dwelling place, because we are not the body. We have nothing to do with the body. Foolishly, we have accepted this body with some concocted idea of material enjoyment. So, all these are coverings, material coverings of the spirit. And the yoga system helps one to become free from all these illusory thoughts and gradually turn towards the absolute person, Paramatma. This is the whole yoga practice or yoga system. By material association education, we learn simply to concentrate on flimsy things. But yoga is the process of forgetting them altogether. So real yoga practice means to forget all these material things and to concentrate on Paramatma, the Supreme Lord within the heart, the spiritual, all spiritual being, Supreme Person. Dhritarashtra, you see Dhritarashtra's condition. He was all along trying to improve his family affairs. But now, for the sake of turning towards Paramatma, he has to forget all that. Therefore, it is necessary for him to take bath 3 times, to fast, to concentrate his mind in spiritual thoughts like that. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.